Okay, so what we're going to do is prepare this image for Scratchboard. Now, Scratchboard is a medium that uses linear crosshatching and stippling. And basically, it's good to think about it almost like using a pen. So you're not going to be able to get tonal values. It's going to be more about creating, lines through scratching and Scratchboard. So to prepare an image for me to print for you to use as a source image, I'm going to have a couple steps for you to do. Number one, the most important is finding a quality image. That's something with a higher resolution. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, but when you go to Google Images and you type in something like poodle, you can actually go to the images and set your searches higher. So if you go to tools, you can actually change the size to large images only. And again, it's not always perfect, but it's a better use than just any image at all and hoping that the resolution is high. So again, if you click large images, that should give you a better starting point for Photopea later. Now, once we are back in Photopea, we are going to first of all set some stuff up here, um, such as the image size. So we're going to go to image size. So image size. And you can see that this image is huge, 23 inches, but it's only 72 DPI. I'm going to change that to 300 for the reason that we are printing it. And I'm going to change this down to, let's make that 10. So now it's a 5 by 10. Now that's going to change because I'm going to crop it anyways. We're going to hit OK. Now the image is a little better for what our printer wants it to be. But again, we are going to print in black and white. So the first thing we are going to do, or not first, I guess, but next we're going to do adjustments. And we can do this two ways. We have, well, three. We have hue and saturation, we have desaturate, and we have black and white. Now, if we take any of these, hue and saturation, again, we would just be dropping the saturation of the color. Again, we're making it black and white. We could do the same thing through desaturate, which again takes away the saturation of the color, or we're just going to click black and white. All the same. Again, here I can decide what to keep, what to not. We're just going to hit OK. And now our image is black and white. Now, we still don't really want this image to be drawn. What we're going to do is we're going to take our crop tool. And when we hit the crop tool, it's going to bring up the rule of thirds. Now, we've talked about the rule of thirds where these lines cross. We call them the hot spots for the focal point. And right now, the dragon's eye being close to this hot spot is a really good design. But for Scratchboard, that would be a lot of empty space here. And I really want to focus these in. In fact, I mean, if you really wanted, you could do stuff like this. So I'm going to choose that as my scratch board. And you'll notice what I did here is the horizontal axis for the rule of thirds. I'm going to line it up right there. The eye is hitting the hot spot. Eyes are right across. Right here, I have this vertical right across the nose. Again, the dead center is kind of left open. Dead center is dead wrong. We would not want to do that. Okay, look how much weight, the balance is off. The weight is all here in the corner. The eye does not need to be centered. We want the eye to actually hit this cross point. Okay, so we're going to do that. Hit OK. And now before we submit this to be printed, we're going to have to go back to Image, Adjustment. We're going to have to go back to the size, Image, Size. And here again is 4.67 by 3.5. Remember, I'm going to be printing this out. It's about an 8 by 10. So again, it's a regular sheet of paper. So 10 by 7 should be perfect. And this looks really good for Scratchboard. I think this would be a perfect image. In fact, I'll probably print this out for a practice piece. This would be pretty tough, but I think some people could pull it off easily. The next thing we're going to do is let's just rename this. Again, I just double click the file. We'll call it Scratchboard Dragon. And then again, I'm going to have to save this as a JPEG by going File, Export as JPG. Now, a lot of people have gone to save and they're like, oh no, it's zoomed in. It did not zoom in. It's just how it does it. We are always going to put the quality to 100%. We're going to print this for artwork to work on. So 100%, and we hit save. Now, once it is saved, you should be able to go here and on the Schoology page, they're under texture. So here's the Schoology page under texture. There's a spot where you can upload your JPG image that you would like me to print, and that way you have that for your source image for Scratchboard.